การแข่งขันกอล์ฟรายการมิซูโฮอเมริกาโอเพ่น2025 วันสุดท้ายซึ่งเป็นรอบไฟนอลมีนักกอล์ฟซึ่งเป็นกลุ่มฟีเจอร์กรุ๊ปจำนวน 4 คน โดยเมื่อจบรอบ 3 มีสกอร์ดังนี้คือน้องจีโน่ทิติกุลสกอร์-14 เซลีนบูติเย่สกอร์-13 เนลลี่โคดาและแอนเดรียลีสกอร์-12 เท่ากันการแข่งขันขับเคี่ยวกันอย่างตื่นเต้นนักกีฬาต้องรวบรวมสมาธิเพื่อเล่นในภาวะที่ต้องรับกับการกดดันทุกด้านน้องจีโน่ทิติกุลสามารถชนะการแข่งขันเป็นแชมเปี้ยนในรายการนี้ด้วยสกอร์-17 โดยนำห่างอันดับ 2 เซลีนบูติเย่ซึ่งมีสกอร์-13 ไปได้อย่างสนุกและตื่นเต้นก่อนที่จะชมไฮไลท์การแข่งขันอย่าลืมกดไลค์กดติดตามและกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนจะได้ไม่พลาดการชมคลิปใหม่ในครั้งต่อไปขอบคุณมากครับ
And the LPGA Tour bring you the final round of the Mizuho America's Open, part of the season-long race for the CM8 Globe. Along the shores of the Hudson River, in the shadows of the New York City skyline and Lady Liberty, this combination of hardscape and landscape is unmatched in the world of golf. Michelle Wie West hosts this event, and its short list of champions is world-class.
You out there, Gino Tidikun with a one-shot lead over Nelly Korda. Andrea Lee looking for her first victory in about a 3-year span. Celine Boutier trying to win again on the LPGA Tour. And the likes of Roning Yim, Paddy Tabatanaket, Lydia Ko, not too far back. So let's take you out to the golf course. Tom Abbott alongside Morgan Pressel. Karen Stupples is out there following the final 3-ball for us, which includes 2 LPGA pros and an AJGA player. We'll talk to you more about that as the day goes on. That was Tidikun's tee shot, Karen, in the air.
It was. It's one of the toughest tee shots, and I think par 4s on this golf course.
Here drove it into the penalty area. There's water down the left of the tee, and then it cuts across with a little stream in the middle of the fairway. And a good up and down in the end for Nelly Korda to save bogey, but she falls back to 13 under par, having birdied the...
And she has 182 hybrid out, a drive that was pretty dicey in the air. Thought it might be risking the penalty area, but it clung on. This one's a little bit out to the right.
Yeah, it's going to work out well.
There haven't been any birdies yet today on that 9th hole, and this is the final group. Excuse me, they did split tee, so
yeah, so still half the field. I mean, it's this shows you how difficult it is now. Gino,
and she's got a 6-iron out from 180. And Tom, you know how I know she's got a 6-iron out. Caddy doesn't really signal, but it's because of the colour of her grip. The white grip is a 6-iron.
Yeah, she has different coloured grips for each of her irons.
She does. Well, there's 2 clubs that have the same colour.
This could be really
good. This could be good. There's a backstop there. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just so good from Gino to win on the AJGA circuit. But what an experience. Nelly Korda off the tee at 10.
Oh, 2 in a row, Tom. Left drives. It's going to be okay. Just not going to be able to take advantage of her length, and that ball will be to catch it clean here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh, looks like it's sat down from our angle, but it is fine.
Pretty good right now with this club. This is just the length that we see her roll in quite frequently.
Karen, she made some really long length putts yesterday. They had 26 putts on this course. Today, not quite the same, but this would be a big one right here. First birdie of the day on 9.
Just didn't quite keep the speed up there. Just can't let Gino get too far ahead. She's got a great look at birdie to get it to 16 under par. And that would be 4 ahead. So much talent, but hasn't been able to translate into wins on the LPGA. Now, Tidikun for birdie.
A bit of a movement to the left. Pretty flat for speed.
And Gino gets to 16 under par. It's a comfortable lead right now for the world number 2 here at the Mizuho Americas Open. Go down the right side. This is Nelly's 3rd shot.
Not a good angle. Everything's sloping away once she gets on the green. They're clapping, but can't quite tell where that went. Lie looks better from there, Tom, than where we thought it might have been.
I think it finished just above the bunker. See if we can... there it is. Okay.
Ooh, that's going to be a tricky stance. Looks like she may have some interference from that bunker.
Getting some confidence into her game and feeling like she belongs out here, not overthinking it, getting kind of ahead of herself.
That's the Achilles heel of every golfer. Is your brain getting in the way, getting too far ahead of yourself. But yeah, I mean, she is one of the most consistent players you're ever going to find in terms of ability to hit it straight.
I think it's an important hole here for Nelly. I mean, Gino's in top form. She's got it to 16 under par. This is a hole where players need to take advantage. And this, you kind of feel like Nelly needs to chip this in.
The stance not quite as bad as I thought it might be. Just keep that weight forward.
During the tournament, 2nd hole at the Evian.
There are spectators standing down there as well.
Yeah.
Risking their lives. I don't think for the LPGA players.
Maybe in the Pro-Am, yeah.
But during the Pro-Am, I've seen some interesting shots on that hole.
Andrea Lee, no, didn't like it right away. Andrea Lee, one of the only players in contention here who played on the wrong side of the draw the first couple of days, played in the worst of the conditions. Heavy rain for about 12 or 13 holes on Friday that she had to battle. Players like Celine Boutier played the other side of the draw, certainly got fortunate with that. This is her 2nd at 10.
Yeah, just got to try and create a little bit of an angle here for that whole location. She took that quite a long way down there. But good shot from the rough, Tom.
Yeah, back in position and not compounding the errors. Now Carlota Ciganda over at the 11th.
This will be a slow putt here up the hill. It's one where you don't want to last minute tell yourself to give it a little extra. This looks to be good speed.
Won the Spanish Women's Open at the end of last year down on the Costa del Sol in Malaga, actually right by the airport in Malaga. The planes felt like they were going to land on the golf course that week. And Carlota was the star of the show down in her home country, not quite away from her hometown. She lives.
It is the white grip. Is that not what I said?
You said green. You got us really confused.
Oh.
You
The
said
white grip with the
6 iron.
6
Is that
iron.
okay? Okay.
That actually did get some good height on it.
That was the white grip.
How about this shot? Is he going to
Oh,
crest
yeah.
that hill? I mean, there is just no defensive play whatsoever in her game. 3-shot leads. Oh, is this going to get unlucky here?
Oh my goodness. Look at that. I mean, that was on the green for about a minute and a half.
That's a horrible break right there.
And she's kind of staring up there trying to see where it is.
I mean, she had to have been thrilled with the way that she hit that shot. Yes, it was maybe a yard or two right of where she was looking. Oh, cleared the bunker. But now, she thought it would be just fine.
Change in the proceedings if she fails to get it up and down. Now, you let me know. Oh, long-range effort from Ielimi. No, that gets Ielimi to 12 under par, trying to win for a second time this season.
Last year, Nelly Korda won this event, part of a monster 7-win season for the world #1. Back in the hunt today, this was her third at the par 5 sixth, and it would result in a birdie to climb within 2 of the lead. Joined by a major champion, Morgan Pressel. She was forced to lay up on a next par 5, Morgan, at the 8th, but still managed the birdie.
Just trying to make a Sunday charge to put some pressure on Gino Titicun.
She moves within 1 of the Thailand native, Titicun, beginning the day with a narrow 1-shot lead, but this second at the par 4 ninth would propel her to birdie and a 3-shot lead.
Fantastic 6-iron. Watch this come back down off the slope. This has been the hardest hole all week. Gino with the first birdie of the day there on 9.
She has been a world #1 before and is hoping.
Really left it in a good spot, Tom, to use those slopes to get it close.
Oh, yeah, look at this. It's going to be a tap-in birdie for Boutier. And she will get to 13 under, 3 back of the lead. Let's go to the tee at the 11th, and Nelly Korda.
Just try to flight something here. Keep it a little bit under the wind. Whatever there is in her face.
Well, this is where the ball finished up for Titicun in the bunker.
And it's not a bad spot. It's on a bit of an upslope. I think she can get this close.
You can see how that fringe is mowed right into that bunker. Everything to fall in. The severe edge of that green. Yeah, just kind of curled around the hole as it went by. Karen off the, what would be now her right side. Looks like she's set up to split the right edge from the line on her ball. I did not start where her line was set up there, just to push maybe a little bit of life for the chasers there, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that second shot, the margin's so small. I mean, she almost had a great look at eagle. Ball runs down into the bunker, doesn't get up and down. This maybe not her best effort, Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely set up for that, to a mental last second push, thinking she wasn't aimed high enough.
Now Nelly. Really good effort from Nelly, so that will save the par. Nelly, you feel like can't really afford to make any mistakes trying to close that gap between herself and Gino Titicun. There is a bit of danger that lurks out there on this golf course, but there are a lot of birdie opportunities as well. And Nelly needs to try and find something here in the closing stages. Always been a good chipper, Morgan.
That's not something you see very often. Nelly this far over the green. Jason said, that's okay, it's a good spot. He was right. Knowing her ability to pitch from short grass like that. Bumped it.
Down, finish right at the pin between that.
He's always well prepared, Colin.
He was on the bag with Paula Creamer for a lot of her career.
Yeah, and she had a good career with him. I don't know if it's going to clear that little ridge.
No, short of it. It just makes that birdie putt a little more difficult for Céline Boutier. And now Gino.
This will be the 6-iron. And she's moved the ball back a couple of club lengths, so she knows that this club is just a little bit more than she needs for this shot, but so expect to see a little bit of a finesse shot here, not quite a full-on.
wonder if the 6-iron's her favorite club, Karen.
She's certainly been using it a lot today.
I can tell you
This is a
not
big high ball
mine.
flight.
Also down on that lower level. Still a birdie putt to come for Gino. One of the great cities of the world, New York City, and right here on the doorstep. Many of the players have been staying in Manhattan this week. Now Gino for birdie.
And does have that little bit of a slope to go up at the start, and then it's going to roll back downhill towards the hole.
Okay, going to be a 3. She'll remain at 16 under par. 16 under, good enough to win?
It could be. I say the scoring average is higher than I anticipated being today, Tom, considering the scoring conditions are perfect. Considering what we've had the last 2 days of brutal wind and rain, and still playing quite a bit over.
Forward on 15, 16, and 18 yesterday. All moved back today, so the golf course playing considerably longer. This is Boutier for birdie.
Up that same slope, but closer to the base of it, so easier to judge the speed.
She had the line as well, having watched Gino. A little bit frustrating there for Boutier. She tries to close that gap, but is going to stay 3 behind.
Just a little bit up the hill, one that she can be aggressive with.
So Nelly going to make par there. And she's going to remain 3 back. Nelly Korda, the winner here 12 months ago at the Mizuho Americas Open, chasing.
There's not a lot of birdie opportunities remaining.
And that is where we find Carlota Ciganda against this picturesque setting, trying to stay focused on the task at hand, and that is beautifully done. Perfectly.
Bread and butter right here. She'll have to shake off that wedge shot, and she'll be looking to chip this in. Bounce something just into the fringe, just short of the green, and let it release towards the hole.
She's put a little more pressure on her short game than she would have liked. The last several holes of this final round, not able to take advantage of these par 5s with the strength that she has, but that is really nicely done. Korda just trying to hang around here and put some pressure on Titicoon, who seems impervious to a quiet sense. And here is Titicoon at 13, her second.
And she's just laying up here with a 6-iron. This will go about 180.
Because Open, Andrea Lee at 13 and a chance to get to 13 under. Talented amateur player in her young career, a one-time winner on the LPGA Tour. That coming back, and we'll go back and catch up with our leader at 13.
Has a 58-degree out. Off of an upslope, balls above her feet too. Awkward distance with that front hole location, Morgan.
Yeah, she's starting to play a little bit more conservatively, nerve-wracking in itself.
Celine Boutier, a proven champion, product of Duke University, and also a major winner as well. Took quite a bit of turf with that one.
And that was a little heavy-handed.
Shot by Carlota Ciganda. This is a birdie chance at 14. Just didn't give it the pace it needed. So that is an opportunity lost.
You want in, Lily, or out?
She will stay at 12 under. Let's get back to the 13th.
Been pretty mild and calm out here for the first half of the round that these players have faced, and just now this wind picking up to give them a little bit more of a challenge. This putt has a couple of different breaks to it. It's going to go left at the start, but you've got to go uphill and then downhill. Sort of dotting the I's and crossing the T's, making sure she's got everything covered with this with Gardner Reed. Should move left.
This is a big putt right here. Try and creep closer.
Never a doubt. Group.
That's a little 9-iron for Nelly Korda. Wind into the player's face. This is safely left of the flag. We've seen a lot of players out that way today because there's danger behind and to the right of this whole location today. Yeah, this really is an incredible place to watch golf, Kelly. Looks like you can reach out and touch the skyline of Manhattan across the upper bay of New York Harbor. And this is Andrea Lee going to putt flat at the beginning here and then down into the area where they've cut the flag today. A really good judge of pace there from Andrea Lee.
Well, our view was a bit blocked, but
Yeah, it's just got that little light green shine to it, that area of the green, so you know it's kind of downhill, down grade, so the speed can certainly be a little bonus. But if you're going to win Mizuho America's Open, you need to make something happen coming down the stretch. It would be nice to see this one go in. This certainly has the speed to get there, and it's going to leave her.
and we can't thank Gino enough with 5 holes remaining in this round where she is leading and trying to close out for that few moments of her time. Nelly cleaning up the par putt. Gino Morgan says she plays golf because she wants to take care of her family.
And this tee moved up today, playing 127 with that hole on the very back right of this green. It's almost in a separate little green on its own. Celine trying to play a little clever punchy shot. Just to the safe, absolutely, but she's always so giving with her time too. Like, she's very happy to chat, and even when we're walking up the fairway, she just is happy to talk. This is a pitching wedge. You can tell that from the blue color of the grip. All of her grips are color-coded.
Oh, that's one of the best that we've seen today. What's the difference this week? And he goes, I wish I could tell you the difference. She just started playing a little bit better last week, gained some confidence, has really been focusing on commitment, 100% to the decisions that they make. And golf is funny that way. You never know when that switch might flip. Her final 2 shots, that shot into 18 and the putt, $4 million on the line. That's the look up clutch in the dictionary. That would be the definition right there.
Oh,
Kelly, you mentioned her putting. She was just so frustrated after Chevron, though. Felt like she wasn't putting well, and yet she's still leading the tour in putting. That's just how good she is.
we have Andrea Lee now for par after a pretty big miss there with the birdie attempt. Look at this. Oh.
You almost feel like that one had to go in for Andrea. Start running out of holes. And she knew it. You could sense that. I know it's a tough hole, this 15th. She putted so well yesterday. 11 or 12 one putts on her card. Just sensational with the flat stick.
We're going to keep it
Rough
right.
one.
Yeah, we're going to keep it right here with Nelly Korda and Michelle. I'd love to take.
I've had the spotlight, you know, unfortunately at other times as well too. But you know, I think she has a great head on her shoulders. I think last year she spoke about this a lot, where you know she really learned to lean on her team, learn to get support, and I think that's an extremely important skill to learn.
Going to be costly there for this group. 15th claims another couple of victims.
It's unfortunate. But it looks like she's in the back part of that divot, so hopefully it won't affect her ball too much.
Oh, yeah. Get a nice release there to the top shelf. So the pressure campaign continues.
And, you know, again, was so impressed by how she played. She made the game look so easy, so effortless. Again, I played with her when she was an amateur as well, too.
This is a rare misstep here, Michelle, in this final round. She hasn't made many mistakes.
Yeah, and with a 2-shot.
Back at the 15th hole at Liberty National Golf Club, Tidikun with a 2-shot lead and bunkered.
Found the upslope there. She had to carry that 17 yards.
Wow, Karen, just wow.
This could be the shot of the tournament right here. Look at, she's got a whole other bunker she has to carry, short-sided foot, left foot just on the edge of the bunker. Stay really steady in her lower body. Has to carry it all the way to the hole. This was, I mean, considering the moment, Karen, you're not going to hit a better bunker shot than that.
Boudier at 14 under has a chance to get within 1.
And she's a player who is really comfortable with who she is as a golfer. Gets the ball around the golf course very efficiently and is such a competitor. And we've seen her in Solheim Cups, just how she seems to rise to the occasion when she has to, when it feels like a head-to-head battle. And I've got to tell you, Morgan, that's kind of what it feels like now. Like she's a couple back, she's got to try and make something happen, and this is a fabulous opportunity.
She is a gritty, grinding player. Kind of player where almost you feel like the tougher it is, the more she rises to the occasion. That was an incredible opportunity, right?
Andrea Lee at 16, her second.
Yeah, 111 yards. The flag today is cut in a bowl on that right side of the green. Can't quite see the bottom of the flag, but you can hear the reaction of the gallery.
I expected that to take a little bit of more spin there. This looks like a tough lie, tough stance for Nelly, Tom.
Yeah, it's only just into the bunker, so it's going to be way below her feet. It's a wedge, and this one's going to take all of her skill and that core work that these players do in the gym to be solid through the ball.
She's balancing in the
Did he
heels.
catch it? Didn't catch it. Yeah, tough one that. It just needed to run down into the bunker to give her a better stance, but she paid the penalty for missing the fairway.
Keeps her at bay. This is a par putt now for Boudier. Cannot afford to miss this.
Shouldn't be much in this. Broke a little bit to the left coming past the hole, so this inside left here.
Oh, wow, that was in the stroke for sure.
Wow, she played that outside of the hole. The way that she has putted this week, that is shocking. She did have a...
This time and time again, but the key here is just figuring out where you want it to land and then run it down the slope. It's trying down the slope towards that flag. That was played well. You just got a down slope about 8 paces short.
230 yards leaves you short of the bunker, and anything about 220 leaves you the fattest part of the fairway.
Karen, I can't get over the last hole. It looked like it could have been a 2-shot swing where we might have been tied for the lead, and yet Gino extends it.
Similar result to Korda. We'll see what this lie will be like for her. Will she have both feet in the bunker? We shall see. It's the 16th.
Yeah, this one down the hill should move towards that penalty area on her left.
We haven't seen a lot of fireworks here late in this final round. Back on the tee, it's Boudier.
And see if she can rebound. And this is a good start right here.
No, it's the chasers that have all been making the mistakes.
Surrounded by divots, she was able to get a good lie. And now a par putt for Korda. Is there much to this, Tom?
It'll be down the hill a little bit and shouldn't move too much. And I mean, I think, Morgan, just frustration for Nelly that she hasn't been able to capitalize on some of these scoreable holes on the back nine.
I mean, it all really kind of started, Tom, when she drove it into the penalty area on 9, making bogey. Granted, one of the harder holes on the course, but then not able to make any birdies up until that bogey on 15, and then here just to save. You really have to be chasing. I mean,
Contact here. She's got the wedge out, so she's going to be taking some off of this. Hole cut in that bowl.
Just a huge difference. A little bit of a different break. Her feet completely in the bunker as opposed to Nelly was in a very similar position, but her feet entirely out of the bunker. A better result as well.
We'll head to the 17th and the second for Carlota Saganda.
This should fit her eye nicely. Loves to move the ball left to right. This back right hole location here on 17.
Oh, good call, Morgan. Great chance there for her to pick up one as we pick up Boudier.
And that was from 98. Has to use that slope to get it close. Thought she might have been more aggressive.
Leave a quick putt for birdie.
And this is Nelly Korda on the 17th tee.
Yeah, not going with driver here. Down the breeze off the right side at the moment. This is a low draw from Nelly up the left side. Need to be careful of those bunkers. It looks like it's going to skirt by them.
A nice kick to the right. I do think her swing, Tom, looks the best that we've seen it this season. She's really covering the ball well, staying on top of it. And I always pay attention to
World ranking of #2. She achieved that by winning the CME Group Tour Championship last season. I've been holding steady with a lot of top 10s. She has been #1 in the world before and could potentially be poised to do it again. Big gap right now between her and Nelly Korda, but she's one of 7 winners on tour from Thailand and has the second most victories behind 12-time winner Arya Jitanyagard. So she has a very accomplished resume and looking to add to it here.
And this is not an easy putt though. So moving to the right, downhill all the way. Just have to pick a spot on the top of that downslope, Morgan.
Just let gravity take it the entire second half of the putt. That's hard to leave short. That surprises me. Not a lot of break here in this putt. If anything, just slightly down the hill.
Okay, she gets it. Well, she began the day just 4 back. That's where she is at the moment.
Tendency, Karen, after missing a putt like that would be tentative on the next one, but can't risk being tentative here. You've got to put some pressure on Gino.
Exactly, and I think it's because she realizes that situation that it will enable her to forget the previous hole quicker.
Start feeling like your back is up against the wall.
Again, just not trusting that putter.
Yeah, that one was a little bit of a push. The one on the previous hole she missed on the left side.
This is Andrea Lee in a bit of trouble here, but looks to have a decent lie at 17.
Yeah, good lie over there. 149 yards for Andrea. She's leaked a couple of drives to the right, like she did here, trying to use that slope left of the flag to bring it back. Players can't see the putting surface from down here in the fairway, so tough to tell where that's finished.
And a much better look here, Tom, for Nelly.
Yeah, much better going with the wedge here. Much better angle as well. There's quite a lot of room up there. The flag is deep in the green, but it doesn't really look like that from down here in the fairway. But you've got to trust the yardage. This is Nelly's bread and butter to knock it close here. Been aggressive, maybe a little too far right here.
I looked a little quick in the transition there. Is it going to hold up? No. Wow, big mistake with the wedge, Tom.
That much, it'd be very easy to leave this on the high side left of the hole.
Yeah, from the rear angle, Karen, it looked maybe 4 or 5 feet. Here it looks a lot longer.
Oh yeah, it's a good That's a good 7-footer.
Oh, just so beautifully done. We mentioned she's leading on tour and putts for green and regulation, so comfortable with that stick in hand.
And those last 2 holes are huge. The par save on 15 and then that putt. Karen Calder clutch. She is proving it.
Looking for her first win since the CME Group shot over Yin. Big smile, big reasons, 4 million big reasons to smile that day. Largest payout on the LP. Meanwhile, Nelly, her third.
Yeah, had that in the back of her stance. She was just trying to bang it into the upslope and let it release up to the...
And anytime things slightly start to go wrong for Gino Tidikun, she immediately rights the ship. Very steady. You can see it right there. 25 straight holes without a bogey.
And this is quite an aggressive play here with the driver. This hole downwind, but there are some bunkers through the fairway on the left side that come into play at about 305 off the tee. She doesn't need this to take a huge kick.
Well, it did. It's going to be short of the bunker and looks to be a decent lie.
And it's a little bit of thicker grass, but looks like she could get to the back of the ball.
And this is Andrea Lee trying to move it to 13 under par. It's going to have a lot of movement in this putt.
Yeah, this is really fast.
Good look though, and just gonna miss on that right side. Maybe didn't quite have the pace to get there, but may not win here, but the race to the CME Globe points, world ranking points, they all count come the end of the season, and you never quite know what one shot here or there, what difference that'll make come.
She hits a really, usually a much lower ball flight trajectory. Reasons why she doesn't get as much carry, but seems to like it. And a little more up the right.
And as that comes to rest, let's see if Nelly Korda can get this unlikely par putt to drop.
Yeah, it just seems like the body language has changed for Nelly a little bit on this back nine. As you mentioned, Morgan hitting it into the water at 9 just sort of changed the fortunes of this Sunday, and chase on it. Finish with a good one on this famous 18th hole. This one's going to fight the wind. The wind's pushing it right at the fairway dangerously towards those bunkers.
She's only hit 6 fairways today. She hasn't been able to capitalize on some of the par 5s because of missed fairways. We mentioned the bogey on 9, driving it into the penalty area. That club has just not been her friend.
And that is a deep bunker that she is in. The 17th hole, we have Boudier.
That was from 107 with some helping wind.
Will it behave? Well, she'll give herself a good look here. Back to get to 14 under, and here's the situation for Tidikun. What's in store here, Karen?
Oh, she's got 100 yards. She's got an upslope. The grass is not too bad around the ball. There's a little bit behind it, hence the reason for using the 58 degree to get some the release on it is what she's expecting.
She's getting good. Look at this shot. Wow.
It was such an effortless swing and near. And Carlota Ciganda trying to finish off this round in style.
Yeah, looking for a birdie finish. She's talked about this year, she feels like she put herself in position the first couple of days, but hasn't played as well on the weekend. This weekend, a different story. Should take some confidence from her play here. She's coming off a bit of an injury, had to take some time off after the tournament in Vegas about a month ago.
Well, it's interesting too because she's at 2 under for the.
She might not win here this week. There's your game rounding into form. There's some major championships coming up on the horizon. And getting yourself in good shape for those as well.
It's starting a really busy part of the season. Definitely feels like her game is trending in the right direction, Karen. That did wiggle right, as you called. Never broke back to the left.
Well, it's all about peaking for these majors, as you say, and she has one in her back pocket. In fact, it came in her backyard in France, the Amundi Evian Championship in 2000. Full advantage of the lie, used the kick and the release of the ball to get to here.
I mean, it's taken everything into consideration. You know, picking the right club to land it in the right spot, knowing what the green did as well. I mean, there's a lot of calculations and a lot of effort that goes into playing that shot as she did, and she did it and made it look effortlessly. So we all think it looked like it was easy, but it wasn't that easy.
Karen, to be that precise from that lie that was somewhat unpredictable. And I mean, she does. She just makes the game look so easy.
Solid, just like the par putt before. Pretty similar situation, albeit this one for birdie, and that's going to break a lot of hearts on this home. As we watch Andrea Lee for birdie to get it to 13. Yeah, I mean, Tiger Woods was once asked about expectations and how do you meet them? How do you constantly do it year in and year out? And he said, because my expectations are so much bigger than the ones that everyone else puts on me. He sets goals beyond the imagination so that he stays hungry, and I guess that's something maybe people who become distant number ones like Annika and Nelly have to do to stay hungry.
It's about compartmentalizing and setting your own goals and really only focusing on that and not listening to the noise, because there is so much noise.
Column as Tidikun is looking very poised to close out the deal, and this is Korda now for par.
Just slightly down the hill here for Nelly to finish off her title defense. Yeah, nicely done. Good up and down.
73, not the number she had in mind today, but things to build on as she continues to move forward toward the rest of the majors this season and so on.
Oh, this is a little left. Caught the bunker.
Hopefully it kicked out of that spot. I believe it did.
That sounded a little heavy there. A little shallow in the approach to the ball. That's not going to be easy.
Well, this is about as good as angle as you could ask for Tidikun.
It is, and she's not wasting any time. Only 147 and an 8-iron out. Doesn't need to hit this hard, just needs the smooth one.
Anything coming down near the right half of that grandstand is perfect.
Well, that is a rare misstep for her in this round, but she has a lot of breathing room here. It's a 4-shot lead on the home hole.
And land it on the edge of the green, or just literally dump it out of the bunker onto the edge and just let it trickle down to the hole.
Looks good to lock up second place. Finish that off. Nice hands as we watch Andrea Lee for birdie to get it to 13. Yeah, I mean, Tiger Woods was once asked about expectations and how do you meet them? How do you constantly do it year in and year out? And he said, because my expectations are so much bigger than the ones that everyone else puts on me. He sets goals beyond the imagination so that he stays hungry, and I guess that's something maybe people who become distant number ones like Annika and Nelly have to do to stay hungry.
It's about compartmentalizing and setting your own goals and really only focusing on that and not listening to the noise, because there is so much noise.
So a very nice performance for Alice, hailing from China, Boudier from France, and now Tidikun for Thailand. and the win. So Karen, looks like maybe 3 or 4 feet tops. Much movement to it?
No, I don't see much in this at all. I think really her biggest hurdle right now is to making this putt is staying focused, knowing that you've won. But every professional wants to finish on a high.
And there it is, the first win of the 2025 season for Gino Titicun, and the 5th of her still young and glorious career on the LPGA Tour. The world number 2, stepping up in the shadows of the New York City skyline. A winner at Liberty National Golf Club. Let the celebration begin. A little champagne, a little water. It's important to stay hydrated. As we take a look at the final result. Just a pleasure to watch this young woman play golf. She's so steady, so consistent, so efficient, and smiles her way around the golf course, Morgan. A lot of reasons to smile this week. This was her earlier today at the 9th.
Hardest hole on the golf course, 6-iron here. Watch how she uses the slope behind the flagstick to perfection. This would lead to one of only 2 birdies from the entire field on this 9th hole today.
Celine Boutier of France was doing her best to try to put pressure on Titicun throughout the day. Gave herself so many good looks. Wasn't to be, but still a pleasure to watch her, making gains this week.
Yeah, this pitch right here nearly holds it. It was perfection on this par 5.
And when we started the week, all the talk was surrounding Nelly Korda. She won 7 times last year, and this was the 6th of those 7 wins. Coming in as the defending champion, she gave herself a chance.
Yeah, this one here on 15, really tough hole. This was kind of the Achilles heel for the chasers here on 15.
Yeah, it was really a struggle for her today, finding fairways and giving herself scoring opportunities. And when Titicun was in trouble, she came out with answers.
I mean, this could have been a 2-shot swing right here with where Gino was in that bunker, and Celine was about 10 feet for birdie, would end up 3-putting. Here, the putt to save par.
Yeah, that was never a confident stroke, and really was kind of the final turn as it relates to any drama down the stretch. Titicun just ice in her veins on that putt. And also right here for birdie at 17 to solidify. She's too good to let this one slip away. This was the par putt to seal it up and win the Mizuho Americas Open. So she follows now in the footsteps of Rose Zhang and Nelly Korda as players to win on the LPGA Tour at Liberty National Golf Club in this tournament. What a wonderful leaderboard. It doesn't matter the weather, doesn't matter the leaderboard really. It's just really neat to watch golf here, Morgan.
It's a sensational venue, iconic, and so is Gino Titicun and her chase here this week. Just incredible golf from her.
And what a great experience for these young women of the HAGA who competed alongside these professionals in these last 2 rounds. I think what really separates is they get to watch the pros do what they do while they're vying for their own trophy. They're not competing directly against the pros, so they can learn